So Apple makes one of the most popular earbuds around town, the AirPods. And because of its steep price tag, Chinese manufacturers are starting to imitate and create replicas of these very popular earbuds. So today we're taking a look at one of it, which is the i11 TWS, and let's see what's inside this box and how does this bad boy performs, and review these earbuds. Hi, my name is Sean and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I do a lot of tech reviews and unboxing, and if that is something that interests you, do consider subscribing to my channel and leave a thumbs up on this video. Do leave me a comment down below on some of the things that you would like to see me unbox in the future, as well as review, and one day we'll get to it and review that product. So let's take a look at this unboxing. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're taking a look at the i11 TWS Bluetooth 5.0 truly wireless headsets. So if you take a look at these earbuds, you can see that it is very similar to the Apple AirPods, and it definitely tries not to hide the fact that it's one of the Apple AirPods clone. So one of the biggest problem and concerns is the quality of the music, but of course at this price range I don't think we will be complaining too much about what this thing can offer. So in the first look, the box is pretty nice. You can see that the blue actually has some faint lines of the earbuds at certain angles. Right, so that's quite nice. One of my pet peeves when I first got this is that if I turn this around, you can see that it is actually packed upside down. The front cover as well as the back doesn't really align, so that's weird. But anyway, let's take a look what's inside the box. So I personally paid 25 ringgit for this particular earbuds, and so at that price point we can't really complain. But anyway, let's get on with the unboxing and let's take a look at what's inside this box. So here I have my trusty blade, and we're just gonna open up this box. So the box itself is matte-ish, with this particular earbuds very shiny in front. So that's the original Authenticate logo there, as you can see, and the upside down back. So let's just open this thing and see what's inside the box. So nothing here, so let's just put that aside. So here you got the case itself. That's quite a nice case with a blue shrink wrap to protect, not to scratch it. That's a good touch. So let's just put this here. You also get a charging cable. This comes in a lightning charging cable, so pretty unfortunate because we don't really have iPhones lying around, so we don't typically use lightning cables. You got a user manual that tells you everything about this earbuds, and fortunately it comes in English. So that's everything that's inside the box. Let's put everything aside and take a look at the earbuds. So the first thing that we're going to do is peel off this plastic piece here. I think a lot of people like this because it's quite satisfying. So let's just peel this thing off. Build quality is pretty decent. It's not really high quality, and you can feel that there are some rough edges around the case itself, and inside you will be greeted with the AirPods clone, right? And you can see there's some sticker at the back there, right? If you pull out the earbuds, so that's how it looks like. As far as I know, it doesn't start charging once you put it into the case. Instead, you need to press this button here, which then the blue light will actually come on to tell you that it's actually charging the earbuds. So you can see that the light inside is blinking and it's actually charging the earbuds. Anyway, build quality is pretty decent. This thing is quite small, it's quite handy to bring around, and I really like the size of it. So some of the specs of this earbuds is that it runs Bluetooth 5.0, and I think that is one of the only good thing about this particular earbuds. It doesn't shout any other feature, it doesn't have a waterproof, and the manual says to not get it wet or humid apparently. so we should not get it wet. So I guess there are no IPX rating for this particular earbuds. The headphone playback is rated to be around 2 to 3 hours, right? And a talk time of roughly around 4 hours. And the case itself, the charging box, apparently that's what they call, the charging box can recharge the earbuds roughly about 4 times. So that gives you roughly around 12 hours of playback. The charging time of the i11 TWS is roughly around 70 minutes, so that's about 1 hour and 10 minutes to fully charge the case as well as the box. The sound signature of this particular earbuds is quite hollow. To be honest, it's quite flat, and if you were to listen to any type of music, it's going to be flat, hollow, and you don't feel any depth. It's quite plasticky and tinny, but at $25 I think this is just sufficient for you to replace, not even to replace, I think your original earphones that actually come in your phone actually performs much better than this. I think the only plus point of this is that it's wireless and it's easy to bring around, no messy cables around. And of course this thing is Bluetooth 5.0, and the problem with that is that I don't really think it's Bluetooth 5.0 because the latency on this thing is actually quite noticeable when you watch videos. It's not too bad of a delay, but there is a delay while watching videos. So take a look at this clip and you will understand what I mean.
As someone who runs a company, I've been told that it is my job to occasionally have performance reviews. I've asked for some assistance from my script supervisor. This is Danielle Weisberg. Hello, Danielle.
Hi.
You are a script supervisor, are you not?
No.
What are you?
Monologue assistant.
What does script supervisor do?
That's Susie.
Who's Susan? What is your name, please?
Megan.
What is your title and position?
I'm a photographer.
You're a photographer. And the show needs a photographer.
Yes.
All right, you seem defensive, are you?
A little bit.
Why?
Because you're questioning my position on the show.
Now I am directly in front of the mic, and the mic is actually in front of my mouth, so you can hear the difference of the call quality. Now I have put 11 TWS back into my ear. You can hear the difference of the call quality. I hope that you can tell the difference.
So since that these earbuds don't really have much of a feature, so let's take a look at some of the quirks that I found out after using these earbuds. So one of the quirks that this particular earbuds has is that if the charging case is not turned on, meaning that there's no blue light here, and if you take the earbuds out, it doesn't turn on automatically and it doesn't connect. So you can see that there's no light currently on the earbuds. And if I were to put it back in and I press this button, that activates charging on the earbuds. And now if I pull the earbuds out, it should turn on and start pairing to my phone. And you can see that the light is actually quite bright, and if you use it in dark places, it really lights up the room. So that's something you have to take note if you don't really like bright lights in a dark room. If I were to pop the earbuds back in, it doesn't charge. So sometimes if you just put it back in and you did not press that button, then unfortunately you're not gonna get any power on your earbuds. And the next time that you pull it out, it's not going to connect to your phone as well. Unless the workaround is that you press this button, it turns on, and you pull it out and it starts pairing. So that's some taking used to function this earbuds. So after testing this earbuds, although it's marketed to be Bluetooth 5.0, but to be honest, some of my experience using these earbuds is that it drops connection quite often. I'm not too sure whether it's just this copy or whether it's all i11 TWS's. It drops quite often, the connection on the left and right butt. So sometimes there's sound on the right side and sometimes there's sound on the left side. It's not very consistent. The next thing I want to talk about is actually the function of how you control these earbuds. So there's some getting used to because it's unlike most earphones that you will normally use, and that is a problem because if you're transitioning around earphones and you have quite a number of wireless earbuds lying around, this is going to create a problem because it's actually quite complicated to use, but at least I'm not used to it right for now. This is the right earbud and this is the left earbud. In order for you to pick up or answer calls, of course you just tap it one time and it'll actually pick up or drop the call, and it will also play and pause your video or music. To decrease the volume, you tap 3 times on the right earphone, 3 times, and it'll decrease the volume. And if you tap 3 times on the left earbud, it will increase the volume. And if you want to skip ahead, tap 2 times on the right earphone, and if you want to skip backwards, tap 2 times on the left earphone. So that's a little bit of getting used to, and it says that if you hold 3 seconds on either earphone, it will actually pull out Siri. I don't really have an Apple phone to actually test it out, but it doesn't work on Google Assistant. And if you were to hold on to it for 5 seconds or more, it will actually turn off the earphones. For me, who just unboxed this and used it for a little bit, it's actually quite confusing. So that's some of the quirkiness of how you control this i11 TWS earbuds. So in my opinion, if you can see from the test of the controls earlier, you can see that sometimes it is not too sensitive and it's actually quite hard to press and get it right on point as to whether you want to double tap or single tap. Sometimes it just gets confused between that. So another thing about this earbuds that is quite interesting is actually this hinge, and I really wish that there are more earphones with a good hinge like this. So I think this is also one of the plus points of this earbuds. So if you open it upright, it tries its best to stay upright. Of course, from this angle you don't see it, but it tries to stay upright. But if you tilt it a little bit, it closes on itself. And also, if I were to leave it open like that and I were to tilt it to its side, it also closes the lid by itself. So I think in terms of the weight of the hinge, I think they did a really great job in terms of making that hinge. So I think that's one great point. It always keeps your earbuds close. And it's actually quite addicting to do. So overall, I think these earbuds are great for its 25 ringgit price point. There are a lot of features that we wish we could have. For example, I hope that there would be a more generic charging port rather than a lightning, but of course this is targeted for Apple users, so if you have an iPhone, of course this will be compatible. Several things, for example, the charging, I would wish that every time you put this earbuds back into its case, it would start charging, but in its case you really need to always press this button to get it charging, and only then when you pull out the earphones it will turn on. If not, it will not turn on. So that is one bummer right there. So all in all, 25 ringgits, I wouldn't complain that much, but I really would not recommend buying this. I think that 25 ringgit price tag for something that sounds like this, it is really not very worth it. So it's better off for you to spend that money on earphones that are slightly more expensive. For example, the QCY T2C. I think that is a really good earphone. Sound quality is good, and of course build quality is much better. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you like this video. If this video really helped you understand the i11 TWS a little bit more, please leave me a thumbs up down below, and also drop me a comment about what you think about this i11. And if you also have the i11 TWS, what are your thoughts on this earphone? Do you like it, or do you think that there should be something to improve upon? So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.